It started with a strike on Beirut, it ended with bombs falling on Tehran, and somewhere in between, a US president told an Israeli prime minister to stand down. He did not listen, and the Iran war is back on. The world woke up to a reality it had hoped to avoid. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran, brokered painfully, held barely, is now in flames. Quite literally, viewers. Explosions have rocked Iran's capital, Tehran, as well as the cities of Tabriz and Isfahan, after Israel's military launched strikes on the country. Iranian state media reported that Israel carried out strikes on around 15 targets, among them a drone storage facility in Tehran, and reports suggested Mehrabad International Airport was also hit in these attacks. This is the most serious escalation since the guns went quiet 2 months ago. So how did we get here again? It began with Israel attacking Lebanon's capital Beirut, killing at least 2 people and injuring 20. Israel targeted a Hezbollah stronghold in southern suburbs of the city, what it calls a routine counter-terror operation. But Tehran called it something else entirely. Iran's military command center warned that Israel must halt its ongoing assault on southern Lebanon or face more attacks. Israel did not halt, so Iran acted. Multiple rounds of Iranian missile strikes targeted Israel, starting at around 10 p.m. local time on Sunday night. It was Iran's first attack on Israel since the shaky ceasefire took effect on April 8th. Iran said Israel had crossed all red lines. Israel said Iran had crossed a red line by firing, and both were reaching for the trigger yet again. Now here is where this story gets extraordinary, viewers. Because the man who brokered the original ceasefire, US President Donald Trump, was watching all of this unfold, and he picked up the phone. Trump told Axios he would call Netanyahu and tell him not to retaliate against Iran, as Washington was aiming for a deal with Tehran. A senior US official confirmed that Donald Trump administration did not give a green light to the Beirut strikes by Israel, and said Trump told Netanyahu during the call not to retaliate since, in his words, we are close to doing something good in terms of a deal. And what did Netanyahu say? The official said the Israeli Prime Minister pseudo-agreed to do so. Now, pseudo-agreed, that is a diplomatic word for agreed, and then did the opposite. Because just hours later, the Israeli military confirmed it carried out strikes on military targets in western and central Iran. Let's be clear about what Netanyahu just did, viewers. He defied the sitting president of the United States and ally, his closest ally. The man who has provided Israel with weapons, diplomatic cover during this war, and political capital throughout this war. And he did it anyway. Why? Because for Netanyahu, this is not just a military calculation, it is a political one as well. His right flank in the cabinet will not accept Iranian missiles hitting northern Israel without a response. The Israeli public won't accept it, and Netanyahu himself, facing legal battles back at home, needs to be seen as a strong, decisive leader at war. Iran had threatened to expand its attacks and target US bases in the region if Israel retaliated. Further exchanges of fire could unravel the negotiations between the United States of America and Iran and potentially lead to the full resumption of the war again. Netanyahu knew that. He struck anyway. A US defense official confirmed that the US military was not involved in the Israeli strikes on Iran. This is what the collapse of diplomacy looks like in real time. Not a declaration of war, not a single dramatic moment, just a missile here, a strike there, a phone call ignored, and suddenly 2 months of painful ceasefire negotiations go up in smoke over one night in Beirut. Iran War 2.0 has not just begun, it may already be beyond anyone's control. What do you think about it? Tell us in the comment section below.